Hey everyone, and welcome to the Illuminerdi. I'm Asher Friedberg, and today we're going to be breaking down our top hopes for James Gunn's next DC project. Before we begin, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share to help our channel grow. Director James Gunn has told fans that he is in fact developing another DC project after the critical success of The Suicide Squad, which left all of us to geek out over what it could be. We here at the Illuminerdi came up with 7 potential characters that would make amazing candidates for James Gunn's next DC adaptation, so let's break them all down, shall we? First up is the character Midnighter. In the comics, Midnighter was initially created as a Batman parallel for the Wildstorm Universe, but was later brought into the DC Universe when Wildstorm was absorbed by the former. Unlike Batman, Midnighter is a complete savage. He also possesses different abilities, having been experimented on and given enhanced strength, durability, speed, and regeneration. Not to mention, Midnighter has the ability to predict any combat scenario and how it will play out, giving him an insane advantage over his opponents. Midnighter is also currently one of the most popular LGBTQ characters in the DC Universe, as he is often seen in a relationship with the superhero Apollo. Midnighter feels like a solid project for Gunn, being a relatively obscure character and an incredibly violent one, which we know Gunn has an affinity towards from seeing The Suicide Squad. Second is going to be Bizarro. You're likely familiar with him if you're a fan of DC Comics. Bizarro, depending on the version you're talking about, is a mirror image of Superman, possessing all of his powers, but none of the intelligence or self-control. He's typically depicted having the best of intentions, but often does more harm than good in his attempts. Bizarro would make for a unique project for Gunn, making for either a solid comedy or maybe even a character study. Bizarro is a huge character in DC Comics, and he hasn't yet gotten his due in live action. Third is none other than Lobo. Lobo, the intergalactic bounty hunter with the mouth of a sailor, is nobody to be messed with. He's gone toe-to-toe with Superman on several occasions, and also has regeneration abilities, so it's pretty hard to kill him. A film focused on Lobo could explore his origins more and get into the character's mind. Lobo is usually a villain or a side character, and Gunn, with his skills with writing and directing violence, could be exactly what Lobo needs to get to the next level. Fourth is going to be Adam Strange. Adam Strange is another obscure character from DC Comics, and he's pretty complicated. In the comics, Adam was an archaeologist who was accidentally teleported via Zeta Beam to the planet Rann. During his time there, he fell in love and built to life, and became the protector of both worlds. While Adam Strange has no powers, he does have a Zeta Beam integrated suit, high intellect, as well as a laser pistol. A weird intergalactic hopping hero definitely feels like it could be up James's alley. Fifth is none other than Deadman. In the comics, Boston Brand was a trapeze artist, but during one of his performances, he was shot dead. Following his death, the goddess Ramakrishna brought him back. Sort of. He lived on as a ghost with the ability to possess people to atone for his past misdeeds. Deadman is a fairly popular character in DC Comics, but like many of these characters, not featured primarily. Deadman has an insane story, and it'd be interesting to see James Gunn tackle the more mystical side of the DC Universe. Second to last is Kate Spencer, aka Manhunter. While an obscure character, she's got quite the story. In the comics, Spencer is a federal prosecutor who grew tired of watching criminals go free, so she took matters into her own hands when she decided to hunt down the criminal Copperhead, whom she went on to kill. She then takes on the mantle of Manhunter and acts as a vigilante. An interesting aspect of Manhunter is that she isn't motivated by grief or loss, a typical motive, but just being pissed off, and I think that's kinda cool. Definitely feels like a James Gunn style project to me. Finally, you guessed it, Catman. Oh, you didn't? Yeah, me neither. In the comics, Catman was originally made as a campy member of Batman's Rogues Gallery. He was sort of a joke, but in more recent comics underwent a badass rebrand. After spending time in Africa among the lions, he returned and would become the leader of the villainous team, the Secret Six. If there's something we know about James Gunn, it's that he can turn a really campy character into a true badass, and seeing Catman get that treatment would make for an incredibly interesting project. This could even be the first project in the assembly of a DCEU Secret Six adaptation. Those are our thoughts on what we hope James Gunn's next DC project will be. What are your thoughts on this list? Is there a character you want to see James Gunn adapt? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to check out my other videos on the channel. See ya!